guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, please subscribe and welcome to my channel. So today, this is my second episode, my second video, not episode, guys. Okay, so today I'm gonna be just sharing with you guys something I actually shared from my previous video. If you haven't watched it, please make sure that you do watch that video. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about, it's actually a story. I'm just going to tell you guys a very short story. So I just want to share what actually kept me from not leaving my job, which I shared in my previous video, where I wasn't really happy with where I was and everything like that. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So it all started in 2017. So in 2017, that's when I got saved. I gave my life to Christ. It was in July the 23rd, before my birthday. So yeah, so that same week after I gave my life to Christ, I was attending, I was doing my honors, my postgrad diploma. So we used to attend from Friday evening and Saturday. That's the only time we used to attend. So I was just heading to class with my friend, and then I got a call. So picked up the call, like, hey, this lady's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I'm good, and yourself? She's like, yeah, so I'd like to invite you to an interview. I'm like, oh, okay. So and okay, prior to that, I had been like applying and looking up companies in the maritime industry and all of that. So I didn't know who was calling, and when you've applied so much, like when you actually get a call, you're just like, sorry, who's this? What did I apply for? That situation. So yeah, so I spoke to this lady. She told me I never applied to that company. I did not know the company, so I had to I'm like, okay, I'm gonna come tomorrow. So I had to think very quickly, because it's either I went to an interview or I attended class. So obviously I did class. So I went home, I checked the company and everything. It's actually what I wanted. It was for an internship. So I got the job. I did my internship and everything. So I knew that wasn't me personally. It wasn't my work. So it was God. So I think the main reason why I actually didn't have a problem with tithing at first, like being a Christian, we all have our problems, guys. Yeah, some people still have the issues with tithing, and it's totally okay. So for me, I think the reason why it was like very easy, it's because getting that job, I knew that was God. Like there was no other way. So I remember I was so happy. Like I put it in an envelope and I wrote my name. I took it to church, because I was like, yeah, thank you, God, thank you. It would have been impossible without you. So that was 2017. So I finished my internship in 2018. After that, I was okay, guys. I think I'm always frustrated. I always want to do something new. Like I get very bored very easily. So when I finished my internship, I didn't have a job for like a good through 2 to 3 months, and I was having the time of my life, guys. I was having the time of my life. I was attending home cell, I was doing meetings with people, I was visiting people. Yeah, I spent so much time with Nokol. If you're watching, I spent so much time with Nokolo and one of our own pastors. So we always just I was busy, guys. I was busy. And yeah, and then and then I applied for another job. yeah, I applied for another job, which I was hoping not to really get. And someone on LinkedIn, they just uh, greeted me and everything. They shared a recruiting agency with me, so I sent through my stuff to that lady and everything. So the same day I went to have an interview in the other job, she also sent me an email that I should come to have an interview with her. So the next day I went to have the interview. Yeah, so she shared like there was a job spec she had on hand, and I was interested. So uh okay, maybe like a week after, days, I think it was days, I went to that interview in that company and I got the job. So I had to go back to the other job and tell them, guys, thank you so much for the opportunity, but I won't be taking the job. So I was in a contract situation for 3 months. So I worked. It was nice. It was every like all the jobs I was getting were within my what I studied, my field in maritime. Um, so yeah, so I actually have never thought I'd work for that company. I remember like it's a big company. I always wanted, like, I've heard people talking about it, but it never like got into my mind, like, it's a possibility. But I ended up there. So I was there for a few months, and then my contract expired again. And then I had favor, guys. I had so much of favor. I actually approached a director. Yes, in a department I wanted to work for. I was actually just asking career wise, so someone directed me to the director. I went to him, I spoke to him, I told him what I want to do and stuff like that. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take you to the CEO basically of the company. I'm gonna take you to the CEO and we'll see. So yeah, the last day of my work, because it was a really busy man, so I got him on my last day. So he took me there and everything. I sent through my CV and so then they called me back for another position. They had another post open. So yeah, and at that time I was praying to God. I'm like, God, I really, really, really want a job in logistics. I said that in my previous video. I was like, God, I really want a job in logistics. And I used to tell my friend, I'm like, bruh, I don't know how, but as for me, I am getting a job in logistics, a permanent job, because I was just tired of like being a temp and on contract, and it's very frustrating. So yeah, like the next month, I was just at work. I was not applying, I think I just came to that point, the realization that I've never actually gotten a job which I had applied for. Every time I get a job, God makes it happen, So yeah, I was just at that point. I'm just like, I'm wasting my time applying and all of that. So I just got a call from this lady. She's like, I'm from Cape Town, and I got your CV. It was an old CV, like I think it was back in 2018. So she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, can I send you an updated CV? She's like, yeah, cool. So I sent her my CV, and she sent me the job spec and everything. I was like, okay, this is what I wanted, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. I'm like, should I take this job? And it wasn't about the money, like it wasn't about the money, but it was the experience I wanted. So I was like, should I not, should I? And I was really unsure. So I went to church. It was a Sunday. I went to church, and my pastor was speaking about something, like hadn't his wife left where she was born. She probably would have married a boring guy, something like that. So he was just talking about the fact that sometimes you really just have to put your trust in God and go. If he says go, you must go, you know. Don't question, and just don't fear the unknown, basically. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this job. So I took the job. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, like now, even now, I think the reason why I didn't leave my job is because, well, I prayed to God and he told me stay there. Stay there. Basically he told me stay there, and I was, yo guys, I was going through the most. So I think I found it better to stay because I knew, like I have experience, you know, something I can reference to, like, you know, I was once at that point and God took me out of the situation and he gave me a new job and he's always provided, you know. Yeah, so yeah, just knowing that he's with me, I think that's what kept me sane. And yeah, so even now, some days I'm frustrated, some days I'm like, but God, how? Come on, God, please. But yeah, like at the end of the day, I'm like, I trust you, trust in the Lord. So yeah, guys, it's not a smooth sailing, you know. Yeah, so I'm really grateful for that. Really, 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 really grateful. And yeah, I'm still trusting God to, you know, to do the stuff, you know, guys. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what he has in store for me. And yeah, I hope this helps someone who's going through a difficult time, who's not happy where they are career wise. And yeah, just pray about it, guys. I'm gonna be that person who tells you to pray about it, but really do pray about it. Yeah, God will show you guys. God will lead you. He will direct you. He will not leave or forsake you. Trust that. I'm speaking from experience. Even though I'm not where I want to be, but I'm trusting him. I'm putting my entire faith in him. And the other thing is, guys, like, I do not trust myself. Like when I have to make like a big decision, like, I don't trust myself. I don't trust my judgment. And yeah, and like I once shared on my LinkedIn profile that I'm like, the reason I'm very scared of leaving where I am and going to another place, and I find that it's a toxic place. It's not healthy for me, and that's the biggest fear. So yeah, so I just didn't want to step out of what God has wants me to be at that time. So yeah, but I'm not saying, guys, like, you know what, I'm not saying anything, just pray. That's all I want to say. I don't want you guys to leave your jobs. I don't want you guys to stay where you're supposed to go. I don't want you guys to stay where it's really unbearable, because it sometimes, for some people, it gets to that point. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. See you in my next video. Bye.